Is it working? Good evening, LTL Nation, and welcome to the 7-Minute Breakthrough Revolution. I think one of the biggest questions we ask about the New Year's resolution is, why have we stopped in the first place? What made us stop writing those resolutions, goal sets? How did we come to this point? And why do we constantly feel disappointed from ourselves? And how do we handle that? How do we shift that disappointment to something much more stronger and powerful? How do we use the same weight of disappointment to fuel ourselves forward? Right? So this is Live Talks Live, and the next few minutes we're going to talk exactly about that and how to pick up nice and quick and pick up exactly where we left off last. All right? My name is Fadi Gwanny, and here we go. So the first change that needs to happen for us to pick up that paper and pen and really get back on the horse is change your story. What do we keep repeating to ourselves? Long ago, when we used to write that list, we were always full of excitement and passion, right? We write it down like we know it's going to happen. So every time you write the first goal, we get excited about it. Every time we write the second one, we're just going nuts, right? And then somehow along the road, the older we got, the more we've seen ourselves getting disappointed. We haven't achieved that, we haven't achieved that. And that's the kind of replay we have. Every time somebody mentions to you, hey, New Year's resolution, you go like, I don't do that stuff anymore. You know, it's kid stuff. We make excuses. But deep down inside, we're just burning. That disappointment keeps haunting us back. We feel sad, we feel graved out, sometimes even angry about it. So how can we change that? You need to change the story you tell yourself, right? And all that happens with the change of perception. And this can apply to any aspect of your life, especially your past. If you keep repeating yourself this story where I'm constantly failing at this, I can't keep doing that, that's going to make you feel really negative, right? Because we live the emotions of our thoughts. If your thoughts about a particular thing is negative, guess what you're going to feel about it? So every time somebody mentions New Year's resolution, you start feeling the emotions of the thought, the emotions of what your story is, how it's replaying, and instantly you feel it's real, because emotions are real, right? You feel it in your body, your heart starts beating, you feel choked up. Emotions are real, but the thoughts are illusions. You can change them. It's your perception of that past. So if we take failure as a learning curve, because every time you fail at something, and you know this very well, I'm not adding any new information to you. Every time you fail at something, you know a little bit more about it. You know how to run it, and after years of failure, you stop. Instead of taking that knowledge and energy and move forward, you just stop, right? So we need to shift that perception, shift that story. If you keep telling yourself, I know a lot because I failed at it a lot. I know what works, what doesn't. I know what stops me and what doesn't. Take that learnings, positive learnings about yourself and about the future. Once you pick up those learnings, the thought changes, your perception changes, and your emotions change. Another note about New Year's resolution, it's practically goal setting, isn't it? You're sitting down and you're taking the excuse of a new year and you want to start fresh. There's a lot of changes in your mind. You want to make a lot of progresses. You know, that's a positive way to look at it. But sometimes you just had enough and you're sick of being sick and you're just tired. You can't take this anymore. You want to change this. You want to change that. You want to progress here. You don't want to stop anymore. So if that hits you in April, by all means, sit down and write it down. Hates you any other month, just sit down and do it. You don't have to wait for New Year's for that. But we're here now. And in a custom, we're going to take advantage of this. So if you're getting that feeling, that urge to pick up a paper and pen and start writing now, you got to do that. You got to start writing that now. Any moment now. It's going to take you 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Go pick up that piece of paper and pen and start writing. Right? So in the bottom line, these are 3 basic steps. And they're very intuitive. You know most of it. I'm not going to add value to it. But first of all, you got to get the shift from inside before you write those 3 steps. You have to realize that those weren't failures. These were learnings, and positive ones. You know more about yourself now than ever. So let's start by writing the goals down. We're going to do that Christmas trip. You're going to sit down and write down all the stuff you want to see change in your life, right? But again, when we say achievable goals, you want to lose weight, don't target 50 kilograms a month. Don't prep yourself for failure, all right? So when we're saying achievable goals, set those down. And I'm not saying about the goals that you haven't achieved or don't know how to achieve. Leave that aside. I'm talking about practical ones, achievable ones. You know, if you set your mind, best case scenario, you're going to get it. Work on the best case scenario, right? Don't hold back. Even if it comes to a point and you don't know how to achieve things, that's going to come along the way. So once you achieve the goals, once you set them down, once you know where you're going, we come to the second step, strategy. Now, this is where your experience kicks in. You've tried it, and you've tried all these things, and now is the best ever time to actually start kicking in a proper strategy. Use that experience, start building it up, right? So you're going to write step 1 to 10, how to achieve that goal throughout the year, right? Let's presume you start step 1, or you're still at step 0, and everything seems doable but step 7. Most people stop there. If they can't figure it all out from the top of it, they just crumble the paper, throw it away. That's not how it works. You have 10 steps and you're moving forward from there. If step 7 is coming in your way, you don't know how to do it, it doesn't matter. Because I bet you anything, by the time you're at step 6, you'll have a much clearer vision how to achieve 7. So move on. Start step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at 6 you're going to have a clear vision of what you didn't know before. So don't hold back if you don't know how. How is not your problem. Just start step 1. How reveals itself. And as you move forward with the correct intentions, it happens. It reveals itself, it happens. There's a million ways where that how disappears. And then you move forward from there. Another thing, you've tried strategies that didn't work, keep changing them. It's insane to keep doing the same thing and come up with different results, right? So if you have this strategy, this is how you're going to lose weight, this is how you're going to stop smoking, this is how you're going to build a new business, this is how you're going to excel in this part or that part. Change the strategy if it doesn't work. You have those steps, you've tried it, it didn't work with you, it's okay. Change the strategy, see what other people did. Research people who have succeeded in this point and that point, see what they did for it. Keep changing your strategy. So first thing, you're writing your goals down, the best part of it, the exciting part of it. Second step, kick in that experience. Put a strategy down. Shift it when you need to. And then finally, don't worry about the how. Not your problem. Now, a lot of things came in our way when we were working in step 1 and 2. A lot of things in the past stopped us. And the truth about that is, your mind only sees what's wrong with things. And that develops a lot of negative perceptions. Again, you go back to that cycle, to that circle, and you're living in the emotions of your thoughts again, you're going to break down. So what you need to do, the final step, the final magical step that's going to make it all come together, is visualize. You have to do 10, 15 meditation, visualization every morning about those same targets over and over and over. What happens is that your mind, your nervous system, really absorbs what you're trying to do. And it starts picking up every opportunity that comes in its way. You start seeing things you never saw before, because every morning you sit down and you probe your mind to find those goals. You keep telling yourself it's happening, it happened, and you start seeing it. Have you ever came across someone that's been dying to achieve something, and when the real opportunity came in front of them, they just backed out? And you're going insane. Dude, you've been dying for this. Move forward. What's wrong with you? And they're just frozen. And they let the opportunity pass by, and they back out from everything, because their mind is probed with fear. That even if the perfect opportunity comes your way, punches you in the face, you don't see it. You don't see that as an opportunity. All you do is see how it goes wrong, and it backs you down. and simply wake up in the morning, probe your mind to see how things are going to work. See yourself succeeding at all these goals. Feel that emotion. Embed it in your nervous system. And the second an opportunity comes up, you're just going to jump right at it with full force, full power. You have a couple of amazing morning meditations by Tony Robbins, by Vishen Lakhiani. They're fantastic people. They give you simple meditations, simple visualizations, easily done, and it probes your entire mind, your entire visual, everything just probes up, and you're ready to take off from there. And every time something comes, it doesn't break you down. You fail at something, you just understand. You have to change strategy. You have to change strategy. You have to keep going. Right? So this is very important. Setting goals is fantastic. Finding the right strategy is amazing. But where are you going to get the energy to keep going? Morning visualizations, a meditation, 10, 15 minutes. Pure magic, pure life changer. Right? Well, please visit us at our fan page here. Send us any messages if you have any questions about what we said, all of us together, about this particular video. Go ahead and visit our website at www.lifetalkslive.com, or send us any messages, any emails through info@lifetalkslive.com. We're here for you, and I'll see you guys next week.